that worker burning down millions of miles of factory because they're not being paid is going to be a micro trend. It's not. It's actually what happens when you prove to people their words don't matter. When I can elect you to be a public servant and you can come out of a meeting and go la 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 when I give you my grievances, when I show you article after article of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people losing their jobs because you outsource them to a computer that doesn't do the job better, it just saves you money. But when the cost of Netflix is up, YouTube is up, food prices are up, rent is up, gas is up. Don't be surprised when people say, if it's up, then it's stuck. We're sending billions of dollars to foreign bodies that don't want to fight their own wars. But you haven't had a raise that was more than $1 in 5 to 7 years. Your car payment is almost $1,000 a month. You haven't had insurance in almost a decade. And the CEO of the company you work for's salary is $29 million, while your tax dollars pay for $1 million missiles that get launched at children. That dude throwing the Molotov at Sam Altman's house, the fire being set at that factory, this is reality coming to a head because you guys are delusional. You guys think that there's enough Netflix and enough TV to keep everyone pacified until you realize there's no pacifying being homeless, facing eviction, daily starvation. Even the slowest of us are not going to be focused on TV when we can't afford to live. These events are not blips. They're signs of things to come. This is a warning. There are no peaceful negotiations with people whose response to you is sheer violence. When you gradually create multiple generations of people with nothing to lose, decreasing jobs, decreasing wages, a decreasing ability to purchase homes, and a destabilized, unsustainable way of life, they're going to respond. Grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. There's no threatening people with a loss of wages, a loss of employment, or a loss of high quality of life when they don't have any of those things. You're going to see this happen way more. Good. They are hoping.
All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to... There goes your inventory.
All you had to do was pay us enough to live. Whew. I don't know. That sent chills down my spine. And you know what?
The work of a disgruntled employee. Stunning new video appears to show the start of the fire. In the footage posted to social media, you hear someone say, all you had to do was pay us enough to live, as stacks of toilet paper burn.
All you had to do was pay us enough to live. There goes your inventory.
Last night, police announced the arrest of Chamil Abdul Karim on suspicion of multiple felony arson-related charges, adding the 29-year-old is an employee of NFI Industries, a third-party distributor for Kimberly-Clark, the company known for manufacturing paper-based personal care and hygiene products. Police say this massive warehouse fire was allegedly the work of a disgruntled employee. Stunning new video.
All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that do this work in truth and in sincerity. And as you saw in these videos, that plant was burned down by a disgruntled worker. And good, as you saw in the first video, good, and more of this to come, all right? Because these damn devils here in this country consistently rob people of those things that they labor to do, while steadily increasing their profitability. And that's all it means. That's all they care about is making more and more money while taking more and more away from the average person that labors, okay? And this is all a part of the collapse of America, okay? America is going to collapse from within and from without all at the same time. So as we're seeing these wars happen in Iran and the destabilization of Western Asia, and at the same time the petrodollar losing its prevalence in the world outside of America, you also see the turmoil happening within America. All right. Now, I'm going to go to the book of Job because we bring this out all of the time, but we're going to break it down a little bit further. This is Job 20 and 22 that says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And you think, oh, the wicked people, but when we go into this word wicked, right? We go into this word wicked, and it's amel, okay? Amel, and it says laborer, sufferer, wretched one, laborer, workman, sufferer. So that's what that word means. It means the laborer. The laborers are the ones that are suffering because they're not getting paid enough to live while everything is just blazing out of control in price. And yet, at the same time, all of these things are blazing out of control in price, becoming increasingly unobtainable for the average workman to grasp the base things of life, the chief things of life, which is food, shelter, and raiment and clothing, right? These corporate these CEOs are making record profits, and they're still trying to create circumstances to rob the laborer even more. Like he said, with the AI replacing jobs and things of that nature. This is how stupid these damn devils are, how greedy they are. Greed is a cancer. Greed is a cancer that destroys nations. It's done it before and it shall do it again. You think that you just take and take and take and take and take and take, and eventually, there's not going to be nothing left to take. Okay? That's eventually what's going to happen. It's going to be nothing left. And then the people are going to be angry because they're like, damn, I just worked my entire life for this and you just took it away. You took it away through fraud. You took it away through taxes. You took it away through all of these different means to try to rob me of my everyday life on land that you stole. You stole it. Okay? You took the and then people still go to work every day in hopes that this will fucking change. It's not gonna change. That's why it's gonna get worse. Because this is at the end of the day, all of this is prophecy. It's not gonna change. It's gonna get worse. And when I saw this, when I saw this video of this worker burning it down, I said, "Oh, this is the first of many. This is the first of many because people are tired of America." I remember back when I was a kid, back in I think it was 1995. Let me look it up. Let's see. When was Be Quiet? It says the NAFTA North American Free Trade Agreement officially entered into force in 1994, establishing free trade zones between the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Australia. A tourist refund scheme was established in 2000 as a part of the new tax system, Goods and Services Tax Act of 1999. All right, and remember back in 1999 was supposed to be the end of the world. No, it was actually the end of an old age and the beginning of a new one. All right, and that was this new age that we're in right now, where all of the real goods and services were sent off overseas to be created, to be exported or imported back into America, right? So that these corporations can have cheap goods, right? So they can have explosive ass pop profits. How else do you think? How else do you think a person would become a billionaire? Look, how many how many years is a billion? All right, billion seconds. It's 31.7 years. So I said this yesterday at camp. A billion seconds is about 32 years. All right. So that's 32 years. A billion seconds. How much is a million seconds? A million seconds is 11.5 days. You see the difference? No, let me go into AI mode. How many is a billion seconds? It's 11.57 days. A million seconds is 11.57 days, but a billion seconds is 32 years. You see the difference? The disparity? So then you got to ask yourself, how in the world is a man making $1 billion? How is it that a man can amass $100 billion in wealth, $100 million in wealth? He has to be robbing the laborers of their hire. Okay? He has to be robbing the laborers of their hire. Hey, be quiet, please. I'm doing a lesson. Either be quiet, go out. Salakia. Either he's robbing the laborers or well, that's basically it. He's robbing the laborers. That's the only way he can get that type of money. The only way that you can amount $1 billion in a lifetime is by robbing the laborers of their hire, of their wages, not paying them what you should be paying them. Okay? This is corporate greed, making everybody else suffer so you can make money. Now, I have a summary here, right? Uh, you know, I did a little. I asked ChatGPT to find, not ChatGPT, but DeepSeek to find examples of how corporate greed destroys nations. And it came with the Dutch East Indian Company. Was once the world's most valuable company, worth trillions of dollars today, yet it collapsed due to economic corruption among its officers, including embezzlement, illegal private trade. This history serves as a powerful reminder that unchecked greed can corrupt an institution from within, leading to ruin. Okay? Summary: the history of corporate greed shows that the danger isn't simply greed itself, but what happens when it fuses with unchecked power, whether it be private armies, financial speculation, or political manipulation. The result is an unfair cycle of exploitation and inequality that leads to economic collapse and political instability. In this sense, the warning from the East Indian Company era is relevant today as it was centuries ago. A nation that fails to regulate corporate power does so at its own peril. You see? So when you have corporate greed, then you have these rich, stupid ass motherfuckers, and excuse my French, because that's what they are, who don't learn from past mistakes. They think that they can rewrite the mistakes. This is why they want to bring the chip into play, to force people to be under this corporate system indefinitely. Okay? So they can get away with whatever the hell they want to get away with. So when you have unchecked power, unchecked greed, unchecked corporate development, right? This is what fucking happens. Now you have people angry. You have grocery stores running out of food, you know? And they pass regulation. They pass regulations to where, well, if you are in a city, you can't have chickens in your backyard. Oh, they kill all the trees, so you have to be forced to go through their grocery stores, right? They make it illegal for you to store certain amounts of water on your property. This is what they do to force you to go to them for their bullshit ass resources so that they can make millions upon billions of dollars. The crafty counsel, okay? Let me get that real quick. That's not what I wanted. I think it's in Malachi. I'm gonna get it. I think it's Malachi. And then we're gonna come back to this and read it again. I think it's Malachi. Oh, I'm sorry, not Malachi, Micah. Is it? Yeah, here it is. Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." These people try to figure out ways to rob the everyday person more and more of those things that are important. People don't want much. The average everyday worker don't want much. He just wants to be able to have food, drink, and housing and leisure time because people need rest. But you work a motherfucker to death. People going to work every goddamn day and still don't have enough to get those things in life that they need. You let's just ask the chat real quick. Let's go back to DeepSeek. All right. If people, if workers were getting paid the correct CO wage according to inflation and everyday prices for goods and services, how much should the average worker be getting paid to live a good life? And just like I thought, just like I thought, just like I thought. Look at this. Just like I thought. I was about to say it, but I wanted y'all to see it. It says the average comprehensible wage will be much higher, around $50 to $60 an hour for production for non-supervised workers. That means McDonald's. That means Wendy's. That means a rent-a-center. That means enterprise. Okay, your average everyday worker should be getting paid $50 to $60 an hour just to live a decent life. Decent. This isn't even a good life. This is an excellent life. This is just an everyday average life. This shows you how much these people in power rob the laborer of his wage. Okay? And what do? They devise iniquity and work an evil work upon their beds. They think about a way to rob the everyday person, thinking that they're going to continuously get away with this. That's what they think. They think that the Lord is not going to see them and the Lord isn't going to do anything about this. You know? These evil ass people. $50 to $60. You got Uber drivers complaining because I remember I used to drive for Uber when Uber first started. And when it first came out, as an incentive to get people to sign on and leave their jobs, they were paying people pretty well. But I remember back in, it was like 2023, 2024, Uber substantially dropped by like 40, 50% in profitability. Okay? I remember my rib was making $2,000 a week. $1,800 a week driving for Uber. You can't even get to $1,000 working 40 hours now for Uber. Okay? Unless you're driving Uber Black and you still getting robbed then. You get these little app jobs like Instacart and all this stuff. These companies are robbing these people to get their food delivered to their houses, but the person that's putting gas in their car, that's going out and finding these products, that's delivering them in a decent manner, getting paid fucking pennies. Can't even get paid $1 per mile. Because these people are greedy. These people are super damn greedy. This is, man, I fucking hate this place. Now look, let's go back here and let's read some of these comments real quick. Listen how fed up people are. I became a certified diesel tech. I started at 15 hours an hour, and within 3 years, I worked myself to $30 an hour. And it never mattered. Everything just keep getting more expensive. In other words, the more money I made, it didn't matter how much I was making because everything around me was costing more. Because these greedy ass corporations, to offset the cost of what they're paying people, they raise the prices. 20 to because the new $15, the new 15 is $30 an hour. Okay? This person here, 1 pound of hamburger costs more than the federal minimum wage. And that's true. I went and bought a pound of burger the other day. So, because I wanted some euros, right? So I wanted to make them at home because it's too expensive to go out and buy shit. It's even more expensive. It's even almost just as expensive to buy food at home now, right? So I go out to try to buy, and it's $11 for not even a pound of ground beef, which we don't even know if that shit is real ground beef anymore. Okay? It says, we are not voting our way out of this one. Absolutely right. You never were able to vote your way out of this because these people don't give two shits about you. Only thing they care about is lining their own pockets, filling their own bellies. Remember when YouTube was free? Yeah, I remember when YouTube was free with no commercials. Lost $500 million in the price point because they couldn't spare a few million on wages. Lost $15 million on insured warehouses because they couldn't expand wages of 1,000 with a few million. You'd rather lose everything that you have because that's what's about to happen to you, you wicked ass, greedy ass people. You're about to lose everything you have because you can't spare enough to pay people a decent wage to live. Just to live. And then you create all these stipulations on criteria for people to just work. It says not to mention we pay taxes on salaries and they don't, which they don't. They get these big ass chunks of money and they don't even pay any taxes on them. Real change starts the moment people stop accepting what they know is wrong. Like I said, y'all dumbass people go to work every goddamn day thinking that things are going to change. Nothing ain't going to change until the Lord put this thing into perspective, until the Lord changes it. Can't distract myself with Netflix when I can't even afford it. I remember when Netflix was $6 a month, and that gave you the Game Pass for games coming in the mail and unlimited videos. Now you paying $6, $7 a month for Netflix with commercials, and you don't even have access to the full library. Talking about $20 an hour is compensation. It's competitive. A dollar raise is barely rare, by the way. I got 33 cents, which they're right. My rent has gone up from $700 to $1,400. I remember when I first moved down to Atlanta, my first crib was $700 a month. $700 a month. You can't find a place for $700 a month unless you rent in a room in a house with about seven other rooms. Okay? It says no CEO is worth more than $285,000. The average employee, yet the pay, yet that's the pay discrepancy. Remember when Hulu was free? It's no surprise that Sam Altman started talking about universal basic income. And Netflix sends an email to tell you that they're raising prices again. Minimum wage is still $7.25 in Oklahoma. Everyone is getting 2 to 3% raise as the cost of living goes up by 7 to 10%. There's a huge disparity. Corporate greed, man. Wicked ass fucking people that rule the world. Okay? Wicked ass people that rule the world. Get another quick one real quick and then we're going to get back on track. Fucking hate this place, man. I really do. I hate this place. With all my being, I hate this place, man. I can't wait till the Lord destroy this fucking place, man. You know, whoever loves this place and wants to stay here, you need to die with this fucking place. Okay? You need to fucking die with this place. If you want to save this place and bring this defiled ass land back to life, you need to be destroyed with it. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. The people are in great mourning right now because the people that are in rulership are unrighteous. They're unrighteous. They don't care about the life of the everyday person. Even in the kingdom of heaven, even though the scriptures say, as of the other families that also came out of Adam, the Lord said they are nothing but as unto spittle. He's still going to give these people their lands. He's still going to create a level of life that's sustainable and pleasurable for these people. He's still going to do this. And this is the people that he don't even give a shit about. These people don't give a shit about their own people. So how much more you, the average everyday person, if he don't give a shit about his own, how do you think he gonna think about you? The Lord ain't gonna give a shit about you. The scriptures say, I am the Lord, I changeth not, so that the children of Israel are not consumed. The Lord is gonna be the same. He's the same then, he's the same now, he's gonna be the same forever. So if he didn't give a shit about y'all families now, he's not gonna give a shit about y'all families in the kingdom of heaven, but he's still gonna give you your land. He's still gonna give you paradise. He's still gonna give you the opportunity to learn the laws from the men of Israel in the kingdom. Not giving a shit about you. But in this world, this man don't give a shit about you, and he treats you like you're lord and scum. You know? Let's go back to that Job. Let's read that again. Let's read the whole precept. This is Job 20 and 20. Job 20 and 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him." When you go into that word, wicked, it's amel, laborer, sufferer, wretched one, laborer, workman, suffer, toiling, the one that do all the work to put everything together. This man. Okay? Okay? Let's go and get some more precepts. This is the book of Jeremiah 22 and 13. And it says, woe unto him that buildeth his house unrighteously, and his chambers by wrong, that uses his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. Like I said, you just read it, right? $1 billion, $1 billion is equivalent to 32 years, 31.7 years, roughly 32 years. Okay? Your wage should be roughly today's wage, $50 to $60 an hour, just to live decently. Okay? There's no way these people can make $1 billion unless they're stealing from everybody and robbing everybody. There's no way they can do that. Okay? Woe, Jeremiah 22:13. Woe unto him that buildeth a house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that uses his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. That saith, I will build me a wide house and large chambers, and cutteth him out windows, and it is sealed with cedar and painted with vermilion, if I said that correctly. These people build these big houses, like even the houses you buy today. You spend $300,000 on a house. That shit is cheaply made. This man spends about $15,000, $20,000 to build this house, and he charges you 10, 15 times what it cost him to build it, and he uses the cheapest material. Or a strong enough wind comes in to just blow the whole thing off. He robs you in every way. Every way. Robs you of your wages, robs you of the quality of the product that you're buying. I was even watching a video. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this one.
They are now selling you ice cream that doesn't melt. That's not a coincidence, because a lot of ice cream currently on shelves can't legally be called ice cream. The EPA classifies them as frozen dairy desserts. These are the most engineered creams you feed your kids every day. First,
I mean, look at this shit. Look at this shit. You go to the store to buy some ice cream. Some cream that's sweetened with sugar, flavored with some type of fruit, and chilled very slowly to become ice cream. You think you're going to buy that? This man is so wicked that he cannot even give you real cream, because he don't want to pay for the cream, but he want to charge your ass for it. I mean, this man has to be destroyed. He has to be taken out of power. And this is why we're seeing it. The Lord is taking this nigga, man. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I cannot wait till this man is on his knees. I cannot wait till the Lord destroy this man. Okay? He takes anything that's good and pure and wholesome and turn that shit wicked. I mean, let's listen to this again.
they are now selling you ice cream that doesn't melt. That's not a coincidence, because a lot of ice cream currently on shelves can't legally be called ice cream. The EPA classifies them as frozen dairy desserts. These are the most engineered creams you feed your kids every day. First is Drumstick. It's literally bulked up vegetable fats, structure agents, and a pharmaceutical surfactant that disrupts the gut barrier. But Breyers crossed the line, as it even failed to melt under heat test, a known effect of gum thickened formulas. But what made matters worst was scanning it with the Safe Choice app. It rated with a PFA risk of 18 contaminants and a lack of real dairy, according to the app. This is
And he's right. It's unbelievable. And this ain't the only one. Your potato chips, Takis, You know, my stepdaughters both of them had to get a part of their body parts. One of them had to get their pancreas removed, and the other one had to get uh their the gallbladder removed because both of them were gunked up with bullshit because of eating them damn Takis. Craziness. They haven't even they're not even 25. This is the poison that this devil sells you. And you going to work to buy this shit in wages that he's robbing you of. Then you go to these grocery stores that he created this environment to where you're forced to go to him for this shit. And then because he has control of everything, he poisons you. Unbelievable. And the only reason why that people haven't exploded yet is for the sake of prophecy. Things had to be fulfilled in prophecy before these things came to pass. But now we are here. The world is tired of people that look like him. And that's where it had to be. It had to go. It had to go to where people were sick of people that look like him running the goddamn show. They have a hatred in their heart for everything beautiful, everything that the Lord created. Okay? Let's go to the book of Malachi 3. Malachi. This is Malachi 3 and 5. It says, "And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling of his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from the right, and fear not me, saith the Lord." The Lord is going to get you back for all of the robbing of the wages, man. And you're using your sorceries to convince the people that the life that they're living is a sustainable one. Because that's sorcery. To convince a person that his lack thereof is sufficient for him. That's sorcery. To convince a person that his lack thereof is enough for him to live while you steal everything from him. You know, and like I said, man, I cannot wait for the Lord to give you a judgment. You think you think that I feel pity for these so-called white people out here that are losing everything they have? I rejoice at that shit. I say yes, because you got all of this stuff through ill-gotten gain. You ain't create shit. You ain't work for nothing. Everything that you accuse somebody else of is what you do. You're lazy. You're the monkey. You're the thief. You're the robber. You're the murderer. You're the oppressor. You're all of these things that you accuse everybody else of. Okay? And I'm going to read this because I quoted it earlier. Verse 6 says, "For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed." The Lord don't change. The Lord can't stand y'all now. Then he can't stand y'all now. And he ain't gonna be able to stand y'all in the future. However, he's gonna have mercy on the other nations and give y'all back vibrant, rich lands. Unlike anything you see on this side. Unlike anything you have seen on this side. You're gonna have a refreshed land, a land that's made like new again, bustling with lush green grass and the fruit of the vine. Okay, fucking devils, man. Hate y'all, motherfuckers, man. Let me go to the book of Ecclesiasticus. And this is exactly why the Lord is going to have revenge on y'all. It's Ecclesiasticus 34. Starting at verse 22. It says, you know what? Let me start at verse 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. The bread of the needy is their life. You can stop right there if you needed to. Because they need it in order to live. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. And we already know that Esau is a man of blood. Okay, he pursueth blood. Blood is nothing to him. Scriptures say the blood is nothing to him. That's why he can just kill you without and go home and sleep at night like it's nothing wrong. Because blood is nothing to him. Shedding blood is nothing to this man. I said, okay? It says, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. This is why it's such a wrongful act. Because you're essentially taking away the chief things of life. Food, raiment, and shelter. When you take away a man's wage, when a man can barely live and barely survive, it shouldn't take that much for you to be able to survive, because the Lord created everything in great abundance. So it shouldn't take that much. But dealing with this damn devil, he takes everything away from you to where you got to work your whole life just to live. Then he separates the families to where the elderly have to get care in these corporate buildings, and then they get abused. You convince the elderly's children, their own sons and daughters, that is better off putting them in a nursing home than being taken care of. You have children. Your children leave the house. Instead of staying within that house and building that house and adding to it, because you're supposed to take care of the elderly. It's supposed to be a village. Your damn elderly ain't supposed to go off to no goddamn nursing home. You're not supposed to be putting your children in daycare. These were institutions that was created by Esau for the sake of profit, so they can make more money. And they call that capitalism. Okay? You're supposed to have compounds on your property where the family grows, and the family grows into a nation. That's why the scriptures say, I will make a little one a strong nation. Because a man gets a woman, they have children, and those children have children, and those children have children, and those children have children, and within 100, 200 years, you have a small nation of people that came out of the loins of 2, 3 people. Man have 2 wives, 3 wives, they create a small nation. Okay? But not under Esau. Esau creates a circumstance to where he tries to capitalize on every facet of life. The elderly, the young and vibrant worker, and then the children. Everything is separated when everything's supposed to be together. It's just divide and conquer. Okay? Verse 22 again, it says, he that taketh away a neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer is a laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. And you see my man say, he said, all you had to do is pay us enough money to live. What do you think he was really saying? Man, you're killing me. I can't afford to feed my family. You're killing me. I can't afford to feed my children. You're killing me. It says, one that buildeth another, and another pulleth down. What profit have they then but labor? Okay? This is craziness, man. The world that we live in, man. And y'all want this damn place to stay. Y'all people are goddamn idiots, man. Seriously. America needs to be destroyed and Israel needs to be destroyed. They're the cancer of the earth. All right? I got a couple more precepts and I'm going to wrap this up. And Slaki, I'm kind of heated off of this shit, man, because this is ridiculous. You can't even live. These people make so much goddamn money and you can't even make enough money to feed your family and keep a roof over your head. This is the book of James 5 and 4. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which you have kept back by fraud. This is the only way that you can make $1 billion in a lifetime is if you're defrauding people, let alone hundreds of billions of dollars. $2-3 billion, $4 billion, $5 billion. You have to be defrauding people. You have to be stealing from people, lobbying and passing laws so you can steal from people. Okay? Thinking that it's never going to come to a head, that you're going to always, that's why the scriptures say, the pride of that heart that have deceived thee, down Obadiah, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high. Your pride has deceived you to make you think that you're going to be able to continue on like this. Okay? James 5 and 4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which you have kept back by fraud, crieth, and their cries of them which have reaped into the ear and entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. And that's talking about Israel, man. It's not talking about every damn nation. Just so you know, the Lord don't give two shits about you other nations. But this is talking about Israelites, man. The Lord is tired of y'all robbing the Israel. He's tired of the abuse that y'all doing to Israel. He's sick of it. Okay? And then this man burning down that factory is about to be one of many. Everything is about to come to a head because the Lord is tired. Okay? The sins of the iniquity of Esau has come into the ears of Sabaoth, man. That's how high your sins, your wickedness have reached. It's reached up to the heavens to where the Lord can no longer turn a blind eye to it. Which he never turned a blind eye to it, but he was just waiting until your iniquity was fulfilled. Now it is. It's full, just like the Amorites. Okay? They've done so much wickedness that the Lord, said, that's it. That's it. Got him. Okay? Enough of the judgment that I'm about to pass upon him. I'm going to grab one more precept and we're going to go ahead and close out. Okay? This is Isaiah, the book of Isaiah 19. Okay, Isaiah 19 and 3. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Okay? The spirit of Egypt is going to fail. Everybody's about to turn against this place from the inside to the outside. America is about to be destroyed. It's already being destroyed. Okay? We're seeing the beginning phases of the destruction of this place being destructured. Y'all so-called y'all devils, y'all so-called white people out there thought that you will be able to continue. Like I said, their inward thoughts is that their houses will continue forever. They call their lands by their own names. You thought that this place is going to continue forever. You thought that you're going to continue to be able to oppress forever. You thought. Okay? But the Lord is going to cause the spirit of y'all wickedness to fail. Okay? That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing right now. Ain't going to be no damn insurance. People ain't going to even want no money. They just go. It's getting to a point that people don't even care about the money no more. They just want to see this system fall. Because there's no level of money that you can pay somebody to repay them for all of the work and labor you've robbed them for a whole entire lifetime. Whole entire lifetime of working and laboring and slaving just to get everything taken from you. How can you pay that back? I wasted my whole life on this job. I wasted my whole life on this. just to get nothing in return. I just want to see it burn. And just like my man burned down that factory, you're about to see a lot more like that, man. Because the spirit of Egypt is failing, man. The Lord is tired of this place. You know, he's sick of America. And so are we. So with that, I pray this is an edifying lesson, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Ruach HaKodesh. And to the next time I say Shalom.